Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about Luke Skywalker in Hoth gear, and in front of me I have the three versions that were released in the Power of the Force action figure line. This line was from the 1990s, and later on in the video I'm going to be showing you the Wampa and also the Tauntaun, because these were sort of deluxe creature sets in which two of these three Luke Skywalkers came. So we'll talk about the original Luke Skywalker first. So this one came just on a regular card, and I no longer have the card that this came with, but as you can see, it's pretty standard. This is the palest of the ones that I have in my collection. I'm not sure if the paleness of Luke is due to age or if it actually came in the package looking that way. But I don't mind it so much because honestly, the conditions on Hoth are unpleasant. So the idea that he was kind of looking a little pale, I don't mind that so much. And it should be noted that this version includes the molded on goggles up here at the top, which is not true for all of the versions of Hoth Luke. But nice detailing on the figure, and overall, definitely one of my favorites. This figure did come with a lightsaber as well, but I'm going to show you the lightsaber in one of the other figures because it's a little more relevant to that particular figure. So yeah, that's the basic figure, and this basically came on a green card. There was no orange card version of the figure. And then later on, they released the version with the Tauntaun, and this one had articulated knees so that it could sit in the seat of the Tauntaun. So you can see that. So he's got those bendable knees. And when he's off the Tauntaun, he looks a little strange because his stance is quite wide. But you'll understand why once you see him in position on the Tauntaun creature. So, and again, this one comes with the molded goggles up there at the top. And this one is a little less pale. He's looking a little bit better in this, a little healthier in this particular version. So that's kind of nice. The version that came with the Wampa, what you'll notice on this one is that he has a lot of sort of battle damage on his face. They actually included sort of the kind of bloody details of his injuries when he was attacked by the Wampa. And again, on the hat, you can see the goggles are gone. So one interesting detail about that this makes it different from the other two versions of Luke. So, and I have the lightsaber in the hand of this particular figure because, as you know, if you've seen the scene where he's in the Wampa's cave, he reaches out using the Force to grab his lightsaber from a distance. And you'll notice that the hand position on this particular version of Luke is facing forward. So it actually is quite different from the other versions of Luke holding the lightsaber. He's actually holding it out, sort of like this. So that's kind of a nice detail and a nice variation for this particular version of Luke in Hoth gear. So next up, let's take a look at the two creatures. So stay tuned. Okay, so here we can see the Tauntaun, and let's talk a little bit about the packaging too. This was a little bit later in the line. You can see the date on this is 1997. And it shows the picture of the Tauntaun on the back and Luke in Hoth gear, and also a little bit of a nice picture of there. Not too much of a write-up on the Tauntaun itself, but also shows a couple other things that were available, Jabba the Hutt, and also the dewback with the Sand Trooper. So not too much detail here. It does show some detail about the realistic running action, which I will demonstrate for you. And they were also including this logo up here called the Kenner Collection. So that didn't exist on all of the packaging, but in 1997 they were definitely including that logo. So nice looking package, but the real highlight of this is the action figure itself. So let's take a look at that up close. They did a lot of really nice detailing on this Tauntaun creature. I think it just came out spectacular. And it does include a little bit of articulation in terms of the arms. These actually both move, so you can manipulate those. And there is some head articulation too, so it goes from side to side. And in terms of Luke holding on to the reins, they included two little knobs on either side of the reins so that you can kind of grab them a little bit. Because if you try to put his hands actually on holding the actual strap of the reins, it doesn't quite fit in there nicely. So yeah, there's a little bit of difficulty there. But as you can see, those articulated knees really make a huge difference in terms of his ability to sit in the saddle. So that's kind of cool. And you can see all the extra detail and stuff that they molded in here. And you'll notice what I did in terms of holding the leg in position. I actually put a piece of fishing line around there, because if you don't have that in place, it has a little bit of trouble standing up, because that leg has a tendency to slip forward. So it has a lot to do with the running action, which you activate by pressing this little button back here. You just press this back and forth, and it makes the legs move back and forth, so it seems like it's running. But again, if you don't have anything to secure that leg, once you put it on the ground, it's going to have a tendency to slip, so it won't stay upright. So I just put that in there as sort of an improvised thing, so that it could actually look correct when it's standing on the ground and not tipping over all the time. So it's a little bit of a design flaw, but I was able to find, you know, a good remedy to make sure that it wasn't going to fall over all the time. Overall, really happy with this. I especially like all the detailing on the face of the Tauntaun. And with Luke in the seat, I think it looks fantastic. I wasn't able to get the Han Solo with Tauntaun figure. That one was very hard to find at retail, so I basically never saw it. So the only version that I have of the Tauntaun is this version. So at some point down the line, I might try to pick up the Han Solo version. But again, it's probably pretty expensive, because they didn't produce as many of them, and you know, probably very difficult to find. So anyway, let's move on to take a look at the Wampa. Okay, so here we have the Wampa snow creature. And again, let's talk a little bit about the packaging. This is how it was packaged, and it should be noted that when Luke was in this little window box, they hung him upside down with his arms dangling like he was in the actual scene. So that was kind of a clever way to present the figure in this, because most of the time you'd have the figure upright, but here they decided to put it in there upside down. So that was kind of a nice thing. And then on the back, you can see that there's a Wampa lashes out with vicious attack action, and I'll demonstrate for you that. And it also has a removable arm, so you can kind of reenact Luke chopping off the arm of the Wampa. Again, not a lot of detail here, but it does include a nice picture of it, and also features pictures of some of the other creature sets that were available. Again, 1997 is the date on the packaging. So, and again, that Kenner Collection logo is up here in the corner. So nice looking package. And let's take a look at the figure itself. This figure doesn't really include a ton of articulation, but the detail on it is pretty nice. You know, I was pretty happy with overall face sculpt and the fur sculpting and everything like that. Yeah, there's no articulation at the knees or the feet or the elbows, but you do get articulation at the shoulders. And again, this particular arm is removable, so you can kind of like pop that off and simulate the idea that Luke chopped off the creature's arm. So that's a cool feature. And also, there's this, although this is manipulatable, it has to be in the upright position in order to do the full extend back. So, and that's part of this action. So all you have to do is like pull the arm back, and it can do like the smack like that. So that's kind of a cool feature, you know, that sort of spring back action. So you can have it either attack Luke by himself, or, you know, have him attack Luke when he's on the Tauntaun. So yeah, kind of a cool feature. And yeah, I'm pretty happy overall with that. I think they did a really good job in terms of the sculpting. I would have liked a figure that had more articulation, but for what it is, in terms of just being a cool monster to kind of attack Luke, I think they did a decent job with it. That's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more installments of Power of the Force Memories, think about subscribing to the channel, because I will be covering more creatures and vehicles and figures from this action figure line in the future. Until next time, I hope you're having a great day, and may the Force be with you. Thanks for watching.